Okay, people, welcome. Chris, welcome. People of the United States and surrounding areas, yes. Okay, guys, first things first. First things, goalie in my salad, goalie in my drink. How you get so skinny, man? Goalie, how you think? Grateful I'm feeling groggy after sleeping without my mouth tape last night. Now I know it's helping. 100%. It's so weird when you do stuff like that. It works, and then you don't use it and you become dependent on it. It's 100% right. Okay, guys, first things first, say what you are grateful for in the chat. Remember, the world class connect to the source through gratitude. So when you put yourself at a higher frequency and you state what you're grateful for, you get into a new state, right? It puts you in a new energy level. So stay where you're grateful for. Even if you don't type it in the chat, stay where you're think what you're grateful for right now. All 98 of you. Even if you're a young kid and you never give gratitude, understand that it puts you in a new state of mind and you're allowed to, you expand yourself beyond self, right? Even if you think it's corny, whatever, it connects you to, there's just something and a frequency level that allows you to expand your mindset. You see things differently when you're in a different state of mind. So that's why we do it. Make sure you state what you're grateful for. Even if you don't type it or say it in your head, say it out loud, say it at home, whatever. Just say what you're grateful for. It's not so that we can see a bunch of gratitude things as much as you doing it and getting in a higher frequency. Thank you. Grateful for my dog. Grateful to start my new TikTok account today. Amazing. Sherry, amazing. Grateful I was able to get a lot of inputs in yesterday and I got a sale this morning. Amazing, Ty. Grateful to be alive and a mom. Amazing. Grateful for an early rising and getting content already filmed. Amazing. Grateful for my belief system in my family. Amazing, Tina. Welcome to 6FC, by the way. Grateful for another day. And yesterday, after months, my one personal TikTok account was finally approved for TikTok Shop. Grateful for this morning call, part of my morning routine now. Amazing. Grateful for 5 days of over $800, $900 days. Half those sales were yesterday and not even a second of worry or doubt because my mind is so strong and I know all the ebbs and flows and it's all good. 100%. That's business. Business ebbs and flows, guys. Grateful for improving my awareness of how TikTok Shop is improving my life. Grateful for a healthy family and a beautiful, supportive wife. Amazing. Grateful for MM this morning. Needed extra. Okay. Cynthia, grateful for the opportunity to become better at TOF. Grateful for being healthy. Grateful for feeling good and going to the gym today. Grateful for doing what I enjoyed. Doing for making TikToks for a living. Amazing, Sebastian. Dope. Grateful for this group. Grateful for posting content. Grateful to be here. Amazing. Grateful for Manny, Jordy, Tim, Christian in the group. Amazing. Amazing. Grateful for my parents. Grateful for all the people in this community. Okay, amazing. Guys, always make sure that we start off with some gratitude. I think a lot of people lose it. You don't necessarily become grateful until you lose something, right? Whether it's an actual person or you lose, like you go to let's say you go to a country and or you only have cold water for the day and you could have to take a shower in cold shower and then you get your warm back and you're super grateful for it. Like you usually aren't grateful until you lose something. So make sure you're constantly staying grateful. Grateful for a working computer. Yes. Amazing. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and go into this. Actually, we do have a lot of new people. So we are going to do chapter number 25 today. Or 26. 25. Right. Okay, good. All right. Chapter number 25. Let's go ahead and get into it. The world class, by the way, if you're brand new, you can open up the chat box. Okay. One sec. Let me send out one more message, by the way. Okay, good. All right. Grateful for the mind. Okay, good. The world class embraces metacognition. Guys, if you can put this chapter back in, I'm going to start reading. Okay. It says in the green box, it says, of course we become what we think about. The real question is, do we know what we are thinking about? Mr. Steve, the author of this book. The chapter starts by saying, when it comes to thoughts, feelings, and attitudes, the masses are heavily influenced by external forces, like a pinball being bounced around from bumper to bumper. Their outer world determines their inner world. Okay, this is basically all mass mind people. Listen up. Most likely, if you aren't where you want to be, their outer world determines your inner world more than likely, unless you've been in morning mindset for over a month now and have metacognition. Their outer world determines their inner world. World-class thinkers are just the opposite. Knowing their thoughts control their feelings. Remember, guys, thoughts control feelings, feelings control actions, actions control habits, habits control your outcomes. Actions become your habits. World-class thinkers are the opposite. Knowing their thoughts control their feelings, the great ones have adopted the habit of thinking about what they think about. Psychologists refer to this as metacognition. This championship habit enables the performer to get to the root of the thoughts that bring about both positive and negative feelings. You guys know I always say it. I say don't, like, it's always band-aid solutions, these like quick actions, or I'm going to change my life, let me wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Those are all action-based solution. You're trying to solve with action-based things, but your mind is not solved yet. So it's basically taking a pill to band-aid your life when you haven't solved the root cause, the thing that's causing and affecting what's happening in your life, the thought loops, right? So it's extremely important. Metacognition is the most important thing. This is how I made money. If you're brand new, this is how I went from 4K in debt to making 100K a month profit right here. It's because for the first time I realized that entrepreneurship is about seeing your thoughts. It's about being self-aware with yourself, and it's about being first off, extremely objective with yourself, like living an objective reality, which is just based and rooted in facts, right? You're not rooted in a bunch of feelings and how you feel. It's rooted in fact. It's evidence-based. And then back to the positive mental attitude. But the most important part is you first have to become aware of the things that are happening to you, right? Now they happen for you, but things happen around you. And you need to realize that it is extremely important to see for the first time, right? And awareness is the biggest play for entrepreneurs. Like, also, guys, not only does awareness play in your personal life, like being self-aware, it's going to dramatically help your business life, but also being aware in business is what makes you millions of dollars. Okay, being aware in business is what makes you millions of dollars. If you're aware of trends in TikTok Shop early, you make the most money, right? We were first to BOF. We created the framework for BOF. That's why we made a crap ton of money, right? And we still make money, but like everyone who's aware of the market around them, and if you're aware of what's going to happen in Rwanda, Africa, for example, and you know that there's a thing related to the stock, not insider, but just related, guess what? You could buy the market early, right? And so, like, the more aware you are in the world around you, and the more aware you are in your business, the more money that you make, because you're just aware. You have a heightened awareness level. You see things that other people don't see. When you see things that other people don't see, you have one thing on your side. You're at an advantage, right? If you see things that other people don't see, you have an advantage. You have what's called a knowledge gap, right? A knowledge gap is what makes you the money. If other people aren't aware of a certain trend and you are, and you get to take advantage of it before the people, you make money, right? So being aware, like they say, first to market always makes a lot of money. It's true. Of course it's true, right? So not only being aware in your personal life, but it translates to business. I don't personally believe that someone could be hyper aware in their business life without being hyper aware in personal life. I just don't. I refuse to. I haven't seen it yet. I just refuse to believe it. I refuse to not believe that. Your personal life dictates your business life. Like it truly does. If you're not aware of yourself, if you aren't your own therapist, if you don't realize what skills you have, if you don't realize your strengths and weaknesses, if you don't realize how you communicate to people, if you don't realize the self-talk inside your head, if you don't know your belief system, if you don't know your core values, if you don't know your mission, if you don't know your purpose in life, then you don't know yourself. And so how do you expect to help other people? Like if you can't even help your own self, how do you expect to help others? How do you expect to run a team? How do you expect to then help your community? How do you expect to make $1 million if you can't even figure out your own self? It just doesn't make sense, right? So I say it all the time, entrepreneurship is a personal development process. Napoleon Hill says your income will never exceed your personal development. It's the most true. It's literally it's such a true statement. Like it's so rooted in based reality of how factual it is that if you improve your skills, beliefs, and traits, you will improve your income. Quite simply. So if you aren't where you want to be and you don't have the income that you want, improve your skills, beliefs, and traits. Stop whining over your income. It's not about emotionally attaching to the outcome. It's about emotionally attaching to the inputs. If you look, every human has to emotionally attach somewhere, right? You will emotionally attach to something, right? It's a magnet to emotionally attach to stuff. And so if you emotionally attach to the outcomes that you have in business, you are going to be slaughtered by people that are focused on the inputs. And very few people are focused on the inputs, right? Very few TikTok shop affiliates are focused on the inputs. Very few. Only us, right? Basically, like you look around and you talk to people, they're definitely, and you watch other, and I forbid you, please don't watch the propaganda on TikTok shop coaching. You'll just scroll through and get into a more negative mindset. But the no one focuses on the input. They emotionally attached. All of their emotional attachment is based on the outcomes. And mind you, this does not mean emotionally attached in a negative way. It's a roller coaster, meaning when the results are up, you get all excited. And life's a mirror, guys. If you get extremely excited when you make your first $1,000 in a day, it's not saying that you can't get excited. You can't be, but you're excited because you put the inputs in, which got you $1,000. You're not excited over the $1,000. You're excited because you put the work in and it made you $1,000. Okay? So it's a fundamental difference, right? Most people focus on the. This is why people never make side hustles work. 99% of people never make money off of side hustles. You probably come from other industries, business models. The reason that you point blank simple failed, well, A, you quit. But the reason people fail in and of itself is because number one, they don't have the right mindset going in. And one of the core pieces of your mindset is your focus on the outcome or you're focused on the input. It's very simple. There's only two things. There's an input and there's an output. Right? There's an input in life and there's an output. That's it. Input, output. You have to focus, your emotional attachment has to emotionally attach to one of the things. 99% of people emotionally attach to the output. Why? Because we've been bred as consumers to believe that in America. We are so focused on the instant gratification. We are focused on I take drug, I drink alcohol, I scroll on social media, I get desired outcome quickly, right? And so your brain has been like, we get programmed as a society to stay middle class, but we get programmed to focus on the outcome. It's not how business works. You can't have that mindset to succeed in business. Now, do you have a leaderboard? Guys, do I look at my business and say, okay, we're going down, we're going up. We need to fix the problem. We need to fix the problem. Yes, I solve for it. I don't emotionally attach to it. I could care less if my business goes down or up. It's just it's like, okay, we have a problem. Let's fix it. It's just solutions-oriented thinking. The masses focus on problems. They focus on it and they get emotionally attached to their problems. This is another core belief. This is another major difference of the mindsets of the masses versus the masses. They are so ruthlessly focused on their problems and whining and crying and thinking about the past on their problems. The world class only look at solutions. That's it. That's a core fundamental difference. You bring anyone into a room, and if they start talking about their problems instead of solutions, guess what? They're a problems-oriented thinker. Guess what? They're most likely middle class. They're most likely average MFers. It is what it is. It's so apparent. If you want to read people like a book, if you want to know people, how they communicate to you is the most important part. If they communicate their problems without any solutions, guess what? They're average. It is what it is. They need to change. The only person that can change is themselves, right? The world class embraces metacognition. Guys, you have to see your thoughts. You have to actually be aware of them. You have to you have to root yourself in objective reality. Okay, so masses believe in solutions-oriented thinking, world class or solutions-oriented thinkers. They think, what's the solution? Middle class, they just harp on their problems. If you take any middle class person and you ask about their problems, they'll never have a solution for you. They'll always want you to pat them on the back or say it's okay. It always happens. Okay, we need to bring back that world class versus middle class chart. 100%. Yeah, we will in a second. So number one, that's number one. Number two, guys, is going back to the emotional outcome. I think a lot of people, this misses at first, and it needs to hit you. It needs to be like a slap in the face if you are focused on the outcome. And mind you, don't just hear this and not comprehend it. Like, look at your past 7 days. When you woke up and you went through the day, did you open up the TikTok shop earnings? And when you looked at the earnings, did you feel emotional? Did you feel emotional did you feel emotional that you put the input? Like, it's one or the other, guys. It's not both. It's one or the other. You are programmed for one, to be emotionally attached to one thing, either inputs or outputs. There's no middle ground. I'm telling you guys, I ruthlessly, like, I have zero attachment to my income. I just see it as a scorecard, and I see it as solving problems to build my business. That is it. So you got to be real with yourself and say, okay, am I objectively emotionally attached to the outputs or the inputs? That's it. And so if you look at your life in the past 30 days and you've been whining, crying, or you've been extremely excited, mind you, if you're making a bunch of money right now, remember, times get good. When you're and times can be good for even decades. You could have a great life in terms of earnings. But guess what? There will be days or months or years that go down. And in terms of income, not in terms of your life, you can still have momentum and have a bad day. You can still have momentum, right? It's a perception-based thing. Okay? So the biggest thing is even if you're making good money right now, please understand that your excitement level, if you're emotionally attaching your excitement to the days of the good earnings tab, and you're not saying, I am excited because I put the inputs in and I went through the challenge days where I wasn't making money, but I still put my inputs in. That's what I'm excited about. And because of that, God rewarded me with an $800, $900,000, $5,000 day, whatever. Right? God rewarded you for the challenge days. All the days that were challenging and you weren't making earnings, you decided to still put your inputs in. That's what you're excited about. You're not excited about the $1,000 days. Because if you are excited about the $1,000 days and not the inputs, guess what? When the $1,000 days become $50 days, guess who's going to cry first? You. Because it's an equal and opposite reaction. It's literally the same. It's literally Newton, right? It's like if you're extremely excited on the roller coaster when it's going up, you're extremely excited. If you're extremely nervous, and you're going to be the same thing, just the opposite feelings. I learned this in solar, guys. Like, I would sell guys. I remember, like, my key event that I learned this is I knocked a door. It was either 4th of July or Memorial's Day. Shout out Memorial's Day that just went by. I think this was like 2-3 years ago now. Anyway, I knocked this door. I was the only one on the doors knocking for Memorial Day. People don't like knocking and stuff like that on Memorial Day. They think it's not the best thing to do, right? Anyway, I knocked doors. So I knocked on this guy's door. He was a vet. And he's like, "Why are you knocking on my day?" Or something like that. And I was just extremely nice. I was like, because like I want to knock doors. Like, I don't know, I want to work. So he liked that I wanted to work, and he let me in his home, right? He's like, "All right, come pitch me," right? And I got into this guy's home. I literally remember it so vividly now. Like, he had two big, gigantic, scary dogs. Anyway, sits me down on the couch with his wife. He's like, "Tell me about your thing," right? Anyway, I started talking about solar panels. Long story short, guys, I sell a $8,500 commission solar panel, right? And mind you, at the time I had like another small job which required me to travel. And I decided like not to take that job, which required me to travel, so that I can knock some more doors. And so I needed this to work. And so I sell this 8,500. I sell 8,500 commission. The solar panels were like $90,000. So I make $8,500. Said yes. He signed the dotted line. And I remember calling like literally my manager, or putting in the group chat, like, "This is why you work on this day." I was so excited. Like, literally my emotional level was through the roof. Like, I couldn't be more excited about being however old I was, making $8,500. Like, I was extremely excited. And it's funny because in solar, you don't really you say the final price, but like, you just like, all right, it's 32.90, it's 32,974. Like, you never say it's $32,974. You say 32,974 very nonchalantly. And they just talk about the monthly payments, right? So anyway, this guy calls me and he's like, it's like, "Son, this is a $94,000 solar payment, and the interest is like whatever, however much." And he canceled, right? And so I lost out on the $8,500 and I was extremely excited. And then guess what? He cancels. And I told everyone, look at me. I got my, I got this sale on Memorial Day, and boom, my excitement level turned into pure like sadness and anger. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this really happened. So at the time, I was emotionally attached to the outcomes. I didn't give a crap about this. I only focused on the outcomes. And this is a key lesson that I learned in solar is like, look, not only until the money's in my bank account, I don't believe it, but like you got to realize that if you are always emotionally attaching to your outcomes in your life, I'm telling you, you will not beat people like me in the marketplace. You just won't. It's just not going to happen. You won't get rich. It's not going to happen, right? You can have a scorecard, guys. You can have a scorecard, but when you are excited about $1,000 play, please understand the fundamental difference here. When you are excited about $1,000 day, you are not excited about the $1,000. You are excited that you continue to put in your inputs when times were challenging and now God is rewarding you. That's what you're excited about. And you know what you're excited about? You're also grateful. God, thank you. I knew that if I continued to push through, this would end up happening. Every adversity has an equal greater benefit. Challenge over comfort. This was supposed to happen. It's happening for me. This is why I'm getting rewarded because of this, right? And so instead, person A, which is the 99% of humans on this earth, they think they get finally a little taste of success and they get super excited on the emotional. Literally, you will screw yourself over doing this because what happens is most people get on like, guys, yes, everyone who's made money, it feels very grand, 40 grand a month consistently for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Problem is you get comfortable and you forget and you live in this like almost, this is where it's delusional. You almost live in delusion, like you're excited, like you're just super delusional. And then when results go away, you feel like you're excited. That ride of delusion in this high frequency, like this quote unquote high frequency, this delusion thinking. When the results go back down, you freak out. This is not, guys. I'm not saying that results ebb and flow that hard. Like I'm not saying you'll make 40 grand 1 month, zero the next month, and like life just works like that. You will continue to grow in your base as you grow in your skills, beliefs, and traits. For example, anyone who's extremely good at sales, we used to say this in sales all the time because we knew it, right? Like once you develop the skill of sales, for example, it is basically impossible to go under 10 grand a month. You basically just have to suck. You basically just have to have no work ethic. Like once you get good at the skill of sales, it is literally impossible to ever go under 10 grand a month, right? You could strip every other, you notice I'm not saying you can strip the business away when I'm about to say this. I'm catching myself. You'll notice I don't say like, oh, if everything goes wrong, what goes wrong? You have skills. There's nothing that can go wrong. So never say that in your life. Never communicate to other people like, oh, if everything, you'll say that, guy. I don't say like, oh, if everything goes wrong, like I'll just do this. Like, no. What happened? Give you a new hypothetical, which is if you stripped every skill away from me except for sales, I would still be making 20 grand. I would still make 20 grand a month because I have the skill of sales and I'm extremely good at sales. And so I would just go into like, it doesn't matter. High ticket, remote, it doesn't matter. And so once you, like the skills that you build, they build with you and they combo stack. It's like a game. It's a video game. They stack on top of each other, which is why I like to say, make sure your skills are incongruent with each other where they stack, right? For example, if you want to become a CFO and you reverse engineer, we're applying this TikTok shop, but like just to show you an example, you reverse engineer all the skills required to get up to that multi-million-dollar skill level, that position level, right? And so if you reverse TikTok shop right now, you're just reversing skills. Number one is communication. Am I breaking out, guys? I see my green box going in and out. It's kind of annoying. Okay. All good? All right, good. So, all right, all good, all good. I talk closer. So if you skill combo, right, TikTok shop affiliate, the better you are at communicating and the better you are at short, the more money you make. It's very simple. There's nothing else to it, right? If you're not making the money that you want to make, you're not skilled enough in communication and you're not skilled enough. That's it. Like live an objective reality for the first time. Like understand that you are not skilled enough yet. That's a good thing to be aware of that. It's not bad. It's not, it doesn't mean anything, guys. We all suck at something when we first start. That's the point, right? And most people just won't get through the first initial phase, which is caring what other people think, which is a mindset issue. That's why 0 to 10K a month is a mindset issue. But if you just focus ruthlessly on your skills, and that's what you know is like, okay, my value to the marketplace is not worth 10 grand a month, and that's okay. I just will continue to keep pushing through. And regardless of if I see a result today or tomorrow or the next day, it doesn't matter because God's got my back. He's unfolding my path. He knows how hard everything happens for me, not to me. Challenge over comfort. This is supposed to be a better podcast story to tell one day. Every adversity has an greater benefit. If God wants to give me multiple adversities in my life, good. That's greater benefits. Like you just keep repeating your programming and you can't go wrong. Like you literally cannot fail if you just keep repeating the same programming every single day and believe where you're going. Like guys, the marketplace will reward you for your skills. It's so simple. And you will be rewarded for going bigger in beliefs because you're just growing in beliefs. Whether you think in 10 grand a month or 100, same energy, you're still thinking on a level. You're still thinking on the same energy, right? You just think a little bit differently. You think a different frame, right? You think from a bigger frame. It's just a different belief. But backed with the skill, you make the money, right? That's why there's no point of thinking small. You have to think big because it's the same energy level, right? There's a magic in that. There's truly a magic in thinking big. Because whether I think about 100 grand a month or you think about, it doesn't matter. If you think about a 10 grand a month or same thinking, it's just different frames. And what you realize pretty quickly is like, okay, I'm not making 100 grand a month because I'm not skilled yet. My future self is not my current self. My future self has 100 grand a month. If your future self is making guess what? You can 100% hit 100 a month, but your current self is not capable. Your current self is currently not capable of it. So every single day, work towards becoming capable. And what happens is 3 months from today, 6 months, it's going to happen quick. Your future self can be tapped into quickly. Could be, guys, if you truly work, like you actually put in the time and effort, you could do this stuff in like literally this get rich quick thing, quote unquote. Like first off, what is rich? Of course, you can't get rich quick. Like that's we're talking about millions of dollars, but getting money quickly, meaning 0 to 20K a month, getting to the top 3% of America quickly is just developing skills that the 99% don't even do or know about, understand. So if you just develop the skills and you just put in the work, I was saying it today, it is trying. Like I was saying it the other day with a couple of that like we were all in agreement. Like I'm no different than anyone, and the only thing I did was just work all day, every day. I put in my time, I put in my effort. I just kept working. I really did, guys, and that's what separated me is I had the mindset, but genuinely I backed it with nonstop. I mean, I didn't go through decades of work, but I just kept working when other people didn't work. And the Saturday and Sunday thing, when I say I don't believe in the mental programming, the psychological operation on the mass mind, which is the weekend, I don't believe in it. That has allowed me to excel. It has allowed me to think about it. My gap that I developed is when other people weren't working, I was working. I put the extra 16 hours on the weekend in or way more, right? I put the extra 24 hours on the weekend in. 12-hour days times 2, right? And so I had 24 hours extra on people every weekend, and it just kept compounding and stacking until people look like, how'd you do? I had a good mindset backed with like extreme focused action. Like it's not that difficult to understand. And you look around, it's like people don't even know what work is. Genuinely. Guaranteed it compounds? 100% it compounds. Dude, it's 1% better every single day. Literally. Where's the 1% better chart? It literally just it stacks. Is 1% better. Where's my 1% better chart? This is another chart that kind of shows it, but not really. You guys can see, right? It compounds, right? And you'll notice that what's comfortable early becomes uncomfortable percent fit. right? This is where everyone fails, right? They do what's comfortable today, and then it becomes uncomfortable later, right? Bills and stuff. But 1% better every single day, guys, is 37 times better. But when you're not skilled, right? When you don't have the deep skills and beliefs and character traits, you don't develop 1% better every day. You develop like 5% better every day, which is crazy to think about. Like, think about that, guys. Imagine you put $1 in a stock and every single day the stock grows 5%. Like, imagine that. Imagine how much, like, imagine the compound effect of that. $1, right? And it just keeps compounding at 5% every single day. That's massive. That's massive. We talk about like $1 in, $37 out on crypto, 37x. If you were to get 1% better every single 37 times better. You are a 37 times better human. Think about that. Like, actually genuinely comprehend that, guys. Imagine you 37 times better. Right? It's like no wonder you start to make money. Right? Like, I definitely, now that I look this past year, I've grown like the my ability to grow in my mind has just, it's because of morning mindset. It's because I showed up I mean, I do this for you guys, but I also do it for myself. I say it all the time. I show up here for myself. I don't show up. I could do 6 days a week, right? Like, I could do 5 days a week. I show up here for myself. And yes, it's to become the best version of myself and then be selfless, right? Like, this is me becoming the best version of me and then giving back to, right? But showing up for myself here every single day has literally, it's way more than 37 times. Like, I was not this, guys, I know I speak like I'm self-aware. That's me learning throughout this entire year, becoming self-aware. I was not self-aware 15 months ago. I couldn't even tell you why I did stuff. It's me doing this every day that has allowed me to be self-aware. Believe it or not, MM will have a huge effect. It will make you succeed. Try missing MM for 3 days and you will make less money. Jordy repeats the same stuff, but because it's the only stuff that matters 100%. It is like, humans don't need to constantly we don't need new stuff. We just need to remember. Like, we forget a lot of stuff. I know every single one of you in here has watched something very motivational. You've been very motivated and you're like, I could never forget this. And you're like, I'll watch this every day for the rest of my life. And then what happens? It's been a year now since you watched that video or seen that motivational clip. You don't even remember it. And you thought it was changing your life. In the moment you were changed, your life was changed in your mind. New information created your thought process and made you feel differently. It made you feel and because you forgot it, guess what? Now it's gone into the abyss. But if you just keep reminding yourself of your purpose, of why you're here, of where you're moving to, goals that you set in your mind's eye, which is your future, the skills, beliefs, and traits you're adopting that are high income skills, the beliefs that you're expanding to, the character traits that you're developing. If you just keep reminding yourself of the core beliefs that you operate, right? The best companies in the world, guys, have core values, right? If you as a human see yourself as a business and you have core beliefs, no, I operate on this purpose. This is my purpose. Nope, that goes against my belief, right? Or I believe money is in direct correlation to the amount of people that I serve, right? Or your income will never exceed your level of personal development. Nope, the reason I'm not making money right now is because I'm not. That's your answer. When people say like, I can't figure out why I'm not making money, revert back to your baseline programming. Are you personally developing? Yes. Are you really personally developing? Really? Are you really personally developing? Well, then that's why you're not making money. Like, you just revert back to the baseline core beliefs that we have, and you'll notice that the answer is in front of you always. It's always directly in front of you. Okay, you've been not making money. Are you focused on the wrong thing, which is you're focused on the money in the first skills, beliefs, and traits? Okay, there's your answer. Like, the answer is directly in front of everyone. And yet they still have different, like, you don't even need, that's the thing, guys. It's like, the beauty of this morning mindset is that the answer to your questions, like, if you have questions like the answer is the program. The answer is the programming. Any question that you have, it goes straight back to the core beliefs. You not making money is because you're not serving enough people and your personal development process is not growing fast enough. That's why you're not making money. You need to develop new skills. You need to develop new beliefs. You need to continue on with your skills, beliefs, and traits, and the market will meet your value, right? And the longer it takes to meet your value, the quicker the success is like overnight, right? Like if you develop a strong personal development process and you keep growing and your income doesn't grow with it, your income will slingshot. That's what happened to me. You forget, so true, yeah. Don't mean to interrupt, but can we hear from Manny, Cynthia before the call went over? I think it will help some people's mindset. Um, yes, that's if Manny and Cynthia want to come up. I don't know. I think he said, last thing I saw was a kissy face of like no, and Cynthia's in a corner right now. Oh, all good, all good. She is not feeling well today. Okay, okay, all good, guys, all good, all good, all good. They'll come and they'll show up tomorrow. They'll show up tomorrow. But I'm not letting them off. I'm letting them off today. I can't. I'm not letting them off tomorrow. Uh, all good, all good. One sec, guys. Let me check one thing. Okay. So anyway, yes, guys, the answer to like if you're having problems right now and you like don't know what the problem is, look at the core belief system that we have for morning mindset. Look at the core beliefs, and then literally that is your answer. I promise you, it is your answer. Like if you feel depressed, it is because you're at a low frequency, right? That is a low frequency. Like if you feel certain things, it is because you're putting in the wrong information in your brain. Like all of your answers are directly in front of you. Put the right information in your brain. The information will control your thoughts. The thoughts will control your feelings. The feelings will control your actions. Change the information, right? The information is the core belief system. If you don't know why you're not making money, are you focused on the money? That's what the 99% people do, right? Focus on the actual inputs, right? You could work hard and still miss the point. Oh, dude, I laugh because it's beyond 10,000%. Most people miss the point. And most people, and by the way, what is working hard? Most people don't know what work is, genuinely. After actually working, no one like people genuinely don't know what work is. Genuinely. Tried both? I don't know what you mean, boss. Lost a parent over the past few weeks, ready to get back into better headspace and give this full focus. I'm sorry for your loss, first off. Um, yeah, 100%. Put full focus into um into TikTok Shop 100%. Like I think look, like it comes down to information, right? Like at the end of the day, I know this is tough, especially for you. I know it's very tough, but at the end of the day, such is life, right? Like life is life. Objective reality that this is life. This is why we all I just said it this morning that until we lose something from our life, we're not grateful. And if you forget what death, I know that this is morbid, but I say it, this is why the monks are so peaceful, guys. This is why the monks are so peaceful because they remind themselves of death every single day. And it's a bit morbid, but I would even do it on morning. Like if I didn't want some people get a little some people aren't fully ready yet to like they start thinking, especially because everyone's situation's different. Some people just had losses and it's different. But guys, like that is what makes life. I know this sounds crazy, but perfect. That is what life. That's why life is life. Like it is genuinely. People around you will not be here. Is what it is. It's fact and it's objective reality. You have to be. You have to constantly remind yourself. And you have to stay grateful for the day, and you have to realize that you only get one time. People around you will end up passing away, and like just I don't know. That's what makes, unfortunately, not unfortunately, like it sounds crazy, but that's what makes life. That's what makes life life. Like that's what makes it almost perfect. I mean, God put us here to be on the planet for a certain amount of time. We are more than physical beings, 100%. Still, my biggest fear to lose my father, literally my best friend. Yeah, yeah. I've personally come to like keep reminding myself, like although it used to be a big fear of mine, like losing my started sending her like before I retired her. It used to be pretty like I used to fear it. I think as I inch closer, I don't fear it, but like I I you come to the realization that this is life. Like that is like what is the point of fearing? Like that's what life is. Like God gave us the ability to have these superpowers, like our mindset and stuff. Like okay, well He also gave us death. Like it's morbid, but like it is. It just is what it is. It's life. That's what makes it full circle. Yes, 100%. Um, guys, to go back go back to the original the message for today is remember your answer is in the baseline programming. It just hit me like I get clearer every day on it that when people ask me questions, the answer is in the baseline program. I promise you. Like I promise. The problems that you're experiencing is because you're not on this belief system. I promise. Um it is literally it's your like it's the answer. And by the way, if like 100%, like for people who are religious, 100%, like believing in God, believing in your God, like and that is your answer. Like, that is like what puts you in a high frequency, what gives you the full faith. Like if you're religious, well, that's what gives you 100%. 100%. And if you're not religious, by the way, like understand that it is illogical. Like I take a very logical for this. I used to be very like not logical, but realize how much more logical I've become. And what you realize is that pretty quickly you realize like the fact that God or the universe is not on your side is like you'll never beat someone like people with the universe and God on their side. You'll never beat that energy level with that's guiding them, right? That intuition level, that higher frequency. You'll never beat someone with that on their side. And so like it's literally just a question. It's a literal question. If you're atheist, like the only question is like would this is like literally logic, guys. I don't go into like this is straight logic. The only question is, do I want a powerful force beyond me working on my side or against me and not believing it? Like that's the only question you have to ask yourself if you're not religious or spiritual. Like you literally just ask, do I want this thing on, do I want this higher power on my side guiding me, literally giving me like superpowers, right? Because it guides me, it gives me a shield, like, or not. Very simple, right? Very, 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 very simple. And if you choose to go into a religious direction, 100%, 100% choose to go that route, 100%. It only helps you. It can't harm you. It only helps. That's the beauty of it. Is that also another question is I know I said the only question, but it goes hand in hand. That what is the downside risk to believing in a higher power? What's the downside risk? Think about it. Think about it logically. What is the downside risk? There is no downside risk. So what the hell's the point of not? That's the logical approach that I took. I used to be atheist. I used to be like more logical and just like I don't see that now. I just see life as perfect, and I'm like, oh, 100%. Like I literally can't live without believing in a higher power. I can't. It literally has to be on my side. That's what got me here, right? So, like, in order to have full faith, like part of the programming is faith over fear. You can't have full faith if you don't have faith in something greater than you that's a guiding force. You can't. There's no such thing. You can't have just full faith. Percent. It's 99%. Although you think logically it makes sense, like, okay, but I have faith in myself. Yeah, but how do you have full faith in yourself when the universe is like the probability, like the scale of probabilities is like, oh, but you could have died in an airplane. The probability is there. But like, if you have full faith in a higher power, then divine things happen. We've seen it too many times, right? So not to get into it, but like seriously, like, the only question you have to ask, like, okay, what's the downside risk here? Why would I not believe? What's the downside risk in not believing in the universe, higher power, something guiding me? And there's zero downside risk. There's only upside risk. It only benefits you. So what's the point? I take a very logical approach. And so, yeah, I didn't have like some spiritual divine intervention to me, but I used to be whatever. I used to be atheist, and then I realized like there's zero downside risk, and it only benefits me in all realms. And like this thing, like this idea of faith, genuinely is what guides me when I have some type of like lower frequency. Having faith is what guides you, right? Like it's perfect. Like it's a beautiful thing. Okay, guys. That's it for morning mindset today. I don't want to overload. Sometimes the good enough or perfect enough to not overload with new topics. We don't need to go into a new topic right now. Better Bryant is 1 day old for. He is now 40 years old in 1 day. Better Brian, I don't know where you are, but you are now 40 days and 1 year old. Or no, sorry, 40 days and 1 day old. Yes, that's right. 40 days and 40 years and 1 day old. That's a tongue twister if I've ever had a tongue twister. Cynthia, Gyro says Cynthia, rest up. We'll see you in a couple days. Cynthia, I have not seen a response for her at all. We love you, Cynthia. I'm not going to push you up here. Don't worry. You can comment, Cynthia. Manny's, I already know Manny's laughing behind this camera right now, smiling. Yes, we got out of it. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Trust me. When I get to it, yeah, I know how to put people on the spot. Make them uncomfort equals growth, though. Like uncomfort equals growth. Okay, I could sell this. I could sell this very easily right now, but I'm not. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Love you guys as always. Videos and live, videos and live, videos and live. Guys, remember, you're creating content on the internet. This is literally the best skill that you can get into. It is one of the highest leverage. It is the highest leverage skill that I can think of. Literally, just keep creating content. Stay in the game. Don't stop staying in the game. The longer you stay in the game, the more knowledge you have in the market, the more knowledge you have in the make. It's just a higher stay in the game. Better Brian, amazing. I'm this many, amazing. Guys, I love you guys. That is it. Whatever you become what you think about most. But if what you think about is controlled by other people, you become who they want you to become. Ciao.